Hey, welcome to the Archie Media podcast.
Hey, thanks, Ridit.
So, Sandeep, can you tell us a little bit about you and your company, your engineer?
Okay, so basically, I'm Sandeep Tripathi. I'm an aerospace engineer, and I turned entrepreneur in 2020. So after COVID, so what happens basically is like when I was studying engineering in a tier two
Mm-hmm.
college. So the problems that we continuously faced was the resources and opportunities, the lack of resources, lack of opportunities. Okay, and still the tier two, tier three colleges are facing that problem. So even if an ambitious person is studying in IIT and an ambitious person is studying in tier two, they
Mm-hmm.
both have a lot of differences because of this particular gap. Okay, and even
Okay.
if there is an ambitious student who is studying in IITs, they also have a gap of knowing what's going on in industries. So basically,
Hmm.
like you might have known that ChatGPT started 2 years back,
Yep.
and since then there is a lot of talks related to AI, related to generative AI, and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
industry is evolving very fast, but
Yes.
in the same way, academics is not evolving. In the same way, students are not updating. In the same way, the engineering professionals are not updating themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And industries have to use the latest technology to get ahead in the competition. Okay, suppose there are two companies which are working in oil and gas industry. Both are in the oil and gas. So one company is using AI, one company is not using AI. So the company
Mm-hmm.
which is using AI will be having more better operational efficiency than the other one,
Yep.
right? So what will happen? They will try to grow using the latest AI technologies, but they will need a talent for that. Okay, because
Mm-hmm.
they just can't decide in the boardroom that okay, let's use AI, and then from next day AI will be used. They will need a talent, and for each and every sector, it's not about particular oil and gas or particular computer science industry, but each and every sector, and not only AI, but all the latest technologies which they are trying to use is basically there. So what your
Mm-hmm.
engineer is trying, your engineer is trying to bridge the gap between
Okay.
the available talent and the industry readiness. Okay, so available talent is already there. They are studying books, they are studying everything. Like you can't build a helicopter by studying one book called helicopter dynamics, right? So
Yeah.
that's the thing, that's the gap. You must have to know about the practical things and everything like that. Okay, so your engineer is trying to build a particular bridge the gap, and we are bridging the gap with the three core things. First is basically the resources.
Okay.
Resources can be either information, it can be webinars, industry events, and everything like that. Okay, so that will be resources. Then there will be opportunities. So opportunities can be internship, apprenticeship, jobs, and everything. So industry ecosystem is already there. And third thing which is very important is community ecosystem, a
Mm-hmm.
community which empowers you. Okay, that there is some place where I can talk about if someone is applying to University of Manchester for PhD,
Mm-hmm.
where will he go and talk to the people who have applied or who have going to who have gone to abroad, or like so finding similar people in a very cohesive network, that's very tough to find. Even in WhatsApp
Yep.
groups it's very tough to find. So that's what we are trying to build over your engineer.
Okay. That sounds really good. So, you bring them research, opportunities, and a community.
Resources, not research,
Oh,
resources.
sorry, resources,
Yeah,
opportunities,
yeah.
and so I'm guessing you work directly with students, or do you also
Students is
work
one
with
part.
engineers?
Yeah, students is one part. If you see the engineer, na, everything that you see around us, like this headphone, it's electronics engineering. Okay, our
Mm.
clothes, the textile engineering, and whatever we are seeing, our each and every healthcare, that's also genetic engineering. From aerospace
Mm.
engineering, you travel, so mechanical engineering, electricity comes, power engineering. Each and everything is related to engineering. So engineering sector is very wide. Okay,
Mm.
so it's not about engineering students only. It's about engineering talent, and that talent can be
Mm.
a first year student, that talent can be a 5 year old 5 year experienced engineer. Both have to update themselves.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And with regards to, I know you mentioned AI, but engineering as a whole, are you seeing any trends right now in the market?
Obviously, yes. So the trends is the latest technology trend. Okay. Important thing is that when the companies are using this thing, like you must have heard about the news that Oracle CEO, not Oracle CEO,
Mm.
the Salesforce CEO, okay, Mark Benioff, he said that we will not be hiring software developers. Okay.
Yeah.
So why is so? Because they have some processes, some operations which were clerical, which were task based, and they can
Mm.
automate them.
Yeah.
So the things for which the people were needed will be reduced, but there will be new tasks, there will be new things that will be
Mm.
coming upon. Okay, like people were saying last year that prompt engineering is something like that. Okay, so that can be a career opportunity. That was not before.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are a lot of things that's going on, that's happening, and each and every app, even if you see the Zomato, Swiggy and all other apps, they have changed themselves in last year, how
Hmm.
much they have grown. Okay,
Hmm.
and how much data they can collect. Okay, they can if you have ordered on Swiggy or the Zomato, you might have seen that in the menu, if you go into any restaurant, there will be things like
Yeah.
combos for this person itself, because that
Hmm.
they might have considered our previous orders and everything. So that's
Yeah.
machine learning.
Yeah.
Okay, so even in very small pockets you will find out the latest technology implementation. Okay, so people and in India is very good for adoption, but India is very poor for implementation, very poor for learning those things.
Why is
Okay,
that?
so see, uh, that's the core of the education system actually. In education
Hmm.
system in India, if you see, when we were studying, you know, in the kindergartens, then in first, second, third, fourth. Okay, our goal was to just get ahead of everyone in the class. Okay, that's what very short term goal. Okay, and in the long
Hmm.
term goal, everyone was praying that okay, he should become some IAS, he should become some engineer, he should become some doctor or something like the aspirations which parents have.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was basically put upon. So innovation and curiosity are killed. Okay, in education system, in current education system, if you can't ask anything beyond the boundaries. That's why in India there's a thing called out of syllabus. Okay, so out of syllabus
What's
word,
that?
out of anything. So suppose some exam you are giving, and there is a syllabus for that exam. Okay,
Hmm.
and something comes out of that thing, so it will be called out of syllabus. Okay, but out of syllabus learning is very important. It should not be for exam, it should be for
Yeah.
anything. Okay, if any student, any person is curious, there there are not people who can give them guidance, there are not people who can teach them, but there are people who can pull their legs and say the what rubbish you are talking about.
Hmm.
Okay, if someone is saying that can we build a aircraft engine which can be hydrogen powered, suppose, let's the ideal situation. So it's a curious question. Okay,
Yeah.
so rather than discussing on this, people will say no, no, it's absolutely disgusting thing, you know, it's
Hmm.
useless
They
thing.
dismiss it as not
Dismiss it, yes,
possible. They
yes,
don't think about it.
and just think it as a scale, you know, the whole education system. Okay, so till class 10th, 11th, 12th, है ना, everyone's curiosity is kind of dead. They are all are just
Yeah.
waiting for their career to build,
Hmm.
get job anyhow. That's why India is popular for placements. Have you heard that MIT placements, Stanford placements, or any
Uh,
Australian university placements?
yeah. What about it?
No, no. Have you heard about, like, they are just
Yeah.
boasting
Yeah.
that our placements are very good?
No, they don't talk about
But
that.
India always talks about the placements because
Yeah.
that's the career goal.
Yeah. In fact, those universities, they just publish data on what happened, what didn't happen. They
Exactly,
don't
exactly.
sell on any of this stuff.
Huh.
Yeah.
So this is the important thing. What parameters are you selling upon? है ना? So in the start, that's the, we can't remove college from the students. Okay, it's very tough to
Yeah.
remove that thing. है ना? That has
Hmm.
been a kind of 12 years of education, then 4 years of engineering. That's 16 years. You can't
Hmm.
remove 16 years from a particular
Yeah.
candidate. है ना? But the important thing is that how you can brush upon using those 16 years as a kind of smart intelligence and work upon that to improve their current scenario. Okay,
Hmm.
current scenario is to look upon the industry. Okay, people don't read, people don't write. Okay, people say that na hum padhe likhe insaan hai, right? So
Hmm.
the problem is this. Okay, so they don't read. Okay, if you ask anyone that have you read this book, any even course book, okay, they just read something for the exams. Most of the people,
They stop learning once
huh.
once the
So
yeah.
reading makes you calm, reading makes you patient, reading makes you
Hmm.
think that okay, this is a long term thing, it's not a short term thing, just read and pass the exam. Okay, and writing is also very important skill. Many professors even can't write very good essay, very good SOP, very good paper and everything like that. Okay, Grammarly is popular because people can't write.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why apps are there. Before Grammarly, also there were newspaper editors. They were not doing any grammatical mistakes. Still, the Hindu was popular. Okay, so writing skill was not like it was not available. But currently, writing skill is also very bad. People
Hmm.
can't write even they just look out for a shortcut template, and
Hmm.
many people are getting benefit from this also. Like I help you build your resumes. I mean, why should
Hmm.
anyone help you build your resumes? Like you
Yeah.
should work upon it, research upon it, try designs and try build a template. You are just looking for a template that I can just copy upon, and
Yeah.
even the editing is very bad. So you see,
Yeah.
even the smallest thing people don't want to do. Okay.
Yeah, they're using that same thinking mindset.
Exactly,
You
exactly.
just take this, put our name,
Huh.
and just
So reading, writing. Okay. So first thing is reading, writing, and then the thinking comes upon. Okay.
hmm,
Even if you can't read, if you can't write, then thinking is very beyond that particular point of view. है ना? If
hmm,
anyone is looking upon any particular latest trends that's going on in aerospace industry, suppose some manufacturing is there. Okay. Aerospace manufacturing, propeller manufacturing. People don't even know that all the parts of aircraft or all the parts of an automobile, there are different companies around there. They just think that okay,
hmm,
there are 10 companies, 10 manufacturers, and I
hmm,
want to find job in Mahindra, I want to find job in Tata, I want to find job in this. Okay,
yeah,
they don't think about the vendor ecosystem because they don't know that.
hmm,
They don't know that pistons of the engine of any Tata car is made by Ram Pistons, Sri Ram Pistons. That's a separate company.
hmm,
So very lack of information, very lack of resources, but still the curiosity is also not there. They are not searching even.
yeah,
Okay, so that's also the problem. So that's what people are going through, है ना? And as soon as they get a job, that's even more challenging. After getting the
hmm,
job, somehow they got the job. Okay, junior position, junior developer, junior positions in any particular organization, and they most of the people get settled around that. Okay,
yeah,
they don't try to upskill. In the earlier generations, they were trying to upskill. That's how they become very long general managers in some particular companies and
hmm,
everything. Right?
hmm,
Infosys grew over that thing, that continuous upskill, gain the experience, and got to the top positions.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, but currently I'm not seeing the trend of that in the current
hmm,
engineering professionals also, है ना?
yeah,
Maybe due to the distraction, social media and everything like that, है ना? And a
hmm,
lot of things are there, so maybe that things are happening. But we need to upskill. If we need to have, it's the people say about 70 hours work week. So it's not about 70 hours work week on the corporate or on the job. 70 hours
yeah,
work week on yourself,
on yourself. Yeah,
right? So that's very important.
right. And so they stop thinking, they stop learning, they
Huh.
stop having curiosity around this stuff,
Yes, yes, yes.
and they basically get into this one path, and they're like, ah, chalo, we'll go school, college, job, and whatever.
Exactly.
So yeah, so uh, this is what's happening. How is all the trends helping your engineer?
Okay, so what we are trying to build an ecosystem. Okay, see, one it's important thing in the edX was like a transactional mode. Okay, like I'm building so how Coursera, edX, and every company whoever were building the edX, and
Hmm.
many companies in India also. So they had a particular instructor. They helped them with the course, and the
Hmm.
revenue sharing model is there, and
Yeah.
people were purchasing the course. Udemy also works like that. Okay,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
so each and every edtech works like that. But
Yeah.
if you will open the data, then most of the courses which people have purchased, if they are free, then most of them are incomplete. If they are purchased also, then it depends on the price whether they are how much percentage of complete is there. So if it's very cheap, most of them are incomplete.
Hmm.
If it's
Hmm.
very large, that's why the fees is 1 lakh 50,000. So there's a pressure to complete it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So in India, it says about the that fallacy mode, right? Like I shouldn't lose this money. Okay,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
let's complete the course because else
Yeah.
we will lose this money, you know, kind of this thing. So
Yeah.
the approach is very bad.
Hmm.
Okay, and people were benefited, you know, edtechs were benefited. But again, the problem was that no one wanted to learn. That's why people were learning for exams.
Yeah.
Curiosity, if there's not there, there will not be a kind of intuitive learning.
Hmm.
You can't intuitively learn something,
Yeah.
right? So everything is an exam. Everything is an exam. It's exam oriented country India is, right?
Hmm.
So for each and every, because population is also large, है ना? Most
Yeah.
of the people are unemployed. So that's the first screening criteria. Everyone knows that. है ना? Even army who has only 15 to 20 people in the officer grade, they also put the first exam NDA, first exam CDS, है ना? Just to screen
Hmm.
people,
Hmm.
right? So screening is very important here, है ना? What can we do about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
But the important thing is this learning. Intuitive learning is very tough. Okay, that's why edtechs fail because if you will, they promise that if you will complete this course, they will help you get the job, but you
Yeah.
are not
Yeah.
even completing the course because
Yeah.
you are not intuitively trained for learning. Okay, you are intuitively trained for passing that exam, passing
Hmm.
that quiz which is there. Like suppose there's a module, so 3 lectures, 2 quizzes. So they are focused that let's watch those parts of the video where I can find the answers of that quiz.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen this myself. So we used to work with a company. They had around they were charging 3 lakhs for
Huh.
their course, and they when we joined, like when we started helping them, they had the same system of We have 10 months, 10 modules, we just go through it, all that stuff. So when we joined, we saw that people are joining, but then they're not getting too many benefits. So we changed their whole thing around, okay, we get this, but then we also help them, we help them with the community, and we help them with getting a interview at least in certain companies. And once that we put that in place, the company actually started seeing, okay, now people are finishing it, they're actually getting results. The company also got benefited, and all the people who joined the course, they paid 3 lakhs
Hmm.
for an online certification. They started benefiting from this. So yeah, I agree.
So a lot of edtech models were there, na? You will
Hmm.
see in last past 3 years in India, a lot of edtech models were there in the whole engineering market. Okay, sometimes the
Yeah.
price is also very high, 1 lakh rupees price. Not
Hmm.
everyone can afford 1 lakh rupees, so
Yeah.
they try to partner with the bank that I will help you get into
Yeah.
engineering
Yeah.
thing,
Same.
right?
Hmm.
So another burden. Why another burden? Because the person is having no income. Okay,
Hmm.
so his father will have to take that loan. Okay,
Hmm.
now there is another family pressure that I have to complete this loan, so
Yeah.
to get the job.
Yeah.
And if anyhow, because there's no intuitive learning, so you can't think very much beyond. You can
Hmm.
just think short term that let's crack this
Hmm.
interview, first interview,
Hmm.
second interview, third interview. So rather than brushing upon your skill and thinking long term, they will be thinking very short term. And if they
Yeah.
can't get the interview, they will just say that this company is very bad. This is giving us training.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay.
They'll start blaming the company.
Exactly. So
Hmm.
that's how the ecosystem currently here learning, ethic learning is working in India.
Hmm.
But what I think, Duolingo, if you remember
Yeah.
Duolingo,
Yeah.
that's intuitive learning.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
that's personalized learning. Okay,
Yeah.
that's kind of a dashboard which says that you have wins. Okay, every time you win, and every time they push you to win.
Yeah.
Okay, so that just complete a streak. Do one quiz every day.
Yeah. Do anything.
Do
Just keep
anything, just
going.
complete a streak. है ना?
Yeah. So currently, what does your day to day look like in the business?
So day to day, basically, as a CEO, we have to manage all the operations,
Hmm.
and the technical part, the marketing part, the fundraising part, and basically getting customers, getting consumers, and the most important thing is the adaptation. Okay, that's all.
Okay.
That's all the final keywords when you see the operations. That's we have to do the market, we have to do the branding, fundraising, technical side of it, managing the employees and everyone. But the most important thing that we can see is that adaptation of your engineer. Okay, that's the key thing. If you as a part of the CEO, I have to work upon the adaptation. Adaptation means that every engineer in the world should
Hmm.
install your engineer, should work on your engineer, should make a profile on your engineer. Okay, the toughest thing for any online platform today is to build an adaptation strategy. Okay, branding does not guarantee adaptation. Okay, the
Hmm.
value that it provides, value that a company provides, value that a solution provides, helps make it adaptable. Okay, so that's the current operation going on, and we are making in this 2025, that's our goal, to make it more and more adaptive. Okay, to gain a lot of users,
Yeah.
and to let the flow working upon very frequently and very fast. Okay, it should be very agile. That's what we are trying to do. So in a day to day, it's basically in the morning we start checking upon if there are meetings, and then we send a follow up whether those meetings are still on or something like that. Then getting into each and every department, what's working upon that, so kind of refreshing each and everything that happened yesterday. Maybe on a stand up call, maybe on small messages and everything, that everything is working upon, and
Hmm.
the follow ups. So follow-ups is the most important part, and other than that, what are the new opportunities that we can do? What are the new collaborations we can do? है ना? So some new
Yeah.
ideas. So good founder is something which has new ideas every time, every day, है ना?
Hmm.
And he should try to find opportunities anything. Okay. So suppose
Yeah.
VC firm is trying to do some hackathon. Okay, AI hackathon. Okay. So we should not hesitate ourselves. We should just message them. We should try to find the contact, and whether it works or not. Okay,
Hmm.
so there should be a fail safe approach. Okay, we should be failing too much. Okay, just try it,
Yeah.
try fail. Okay, sometimes we will be passing. Okay, out of 100 emails, if 5 people will reply, I am good. Okay, 5% success rate is very good for a founder.
Yeah.
And keep on increasing with the reputation, with the credibility, with the experience, it kinds of get increased. Okay, but initially those are the things that we are trying upon.
Okay. And so is your engineer been running for 4 or 5 years
No,
or
no,
what?
no. So basically, that's what I why I told you the edtech story, because
Yeah.
we started as an edtech. Okay, we started building some courses and everything, but we didn't had the fund. Okay, and
Mm.
the whole ratio and everything, the CTC and sorry, LTV, CAC and everything. So what was happening is that those all ratios and everything was going on. Fundraising was a little bit tough, without having good consumers, without having the recurring revenue and everything like that.
Yeah.
But we pivoted that because learning was very expensive in India, especially that kind of learning which is basically we are doing the same thing. है
Yeah. Yeah.
So why to do? That's
Mm.
why we get into the opportunity thing. So currently we are building the best HR tech in
Okay.
your engineer. So what's happening is like in the recruitment talent solution,
Mm.
the companies can take the assessments, very deep technical core assessments of any of the technology that they want a candidate in. So whether it's from aerospace industry, computer science, mechanical, textile, anything. So they just have to tell us the skill that okay, this is the software that we are working upon, and we want a candidate who can work in this software. So you can just try to get into that particular assessment and check the candidate whether they have that or not. Okay,
Okay.
just by seeing that in the resume, because people also in the resume they mentioned a lot of skills, a lot of software.
Mm.
Okay, but which is the primary, which is the secondary, which is the actual job? It's not like that you are just mentioned that I'm good in C++ also,
Mm.
Python also. Okay, so what are you trying to do? Are you trying to build the software that's working into
Yeah.
the games and everything, or you want to build some web app or Android app?
Okay.
So people should be having
And
clear. Yeah.
and how many people are on the your engineer platform right now?
Current to on your Ninja platform, it's 1 lakh. Currently, we are
One
reaching,
lakh.
yes, it's reaching 1
Okay.
lakh users, and it's very gone. We are making the campaigns which we are trying to build in 2025, so that we gain a lot of users this year,
Mm.
and we are trying to multiply it by 10, so that we can
Okay.
get
And
a
that's
lot of
by
users
end of 25?
by end of 2025. Yes,
So you're looking to go from 1 lakh to 10 lakh
yes, yes,
in
yes.
this year.
So
And
that's why
what?
our main goal is adaptation. That's why I told you this thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you're completely focused on
Yes,
this.
yes, yes.
So what is your strategy to get from 1 to 10 lakh?
Basically the value creation. Okay, the important thing is value creation. Okay,
Hmm.
in any WhatsApp group, if you will see that these are a lot of opportunities are there, है ना? You will see a lot
Hmm.
of job opportunities will be given, internship opportunities will be given, learning opportunities also there, and it will be flooded upon. But the important thing is trying to find a way in that, and make myself valuable, make your engineer valuable. Okay, so like you see, if you go to a shop or something, there are a lot of things there, and you ask the shopkeeper that I want that one. Out of all those things you pick one, है ना?
Hmm.
Because you find it valuable. Okay,
Yeah.
you thought that this thing is valuable, let pick it out from me, let me see what it is. So
Right.
in the whole clutter of whether it's edtech, whether it's engineering learning, engineering recruitment, and everything, we are trying to become that valuable piece,
Hmm.
so that people pick it up and people try it on.
Right.
So that's the strategy that we are trying to build, the value.
Right. And I mean, I like that strategy because people don't focus on their product as much. They're like, how can I increase? But their product is not good enough.
Yeah.
The but like even though like even once it's the best product, you'll have some way for people to maybe refer other people, or maybe you're running some campaigns or something.
Yes.
So talk a little bit more about that.
Okay. So to gain the adaptation, there are various scenarios. See, our audience is not only limited to students and not only limited to professionals. Okay.
Yeah.
For each and every type of audience, there's a different strategy. There's different GTM. So for students, our first GTM basically is to reach out through their TPUs, through their colleges and everything, through the college events, and so if you do try to do a webinar in their college fest,
Hmm.
do hackathon. Like recently, we partnered with IIT Guwahati to host a hackathon in March. So we try to partner continuously. We try to collaborate with the people which have a high following related to this our engineering audience, है ना?
Hmm.
So that we can work together on something and try to gain the audience. So GTM is basically very you can say getting intrusive. है ना? You try to put your feet in everywhere, है ना? So that we can gain the audience. If you see the engineering professionals, I already said that many very less people who want to upskill. Okay, And if they want to upskill, they don't want to upskill every day. So it's like, suppose someone came today, it's not easy to find that guy, है ना? He might not be coming to tomorrow, है ना? He might be coming maybe after a week because his life is going good, right? Kind of thing. It's a long term. So getting promotion is a long term thing, है ना? Getting
Yeah.
kind of thing. So that's a long term thing. But students, they have a very high potential for those kind of things, that every day they
Mm.
are working upon that thing. Okay.
Mm.
So this is the thing, this is what we are trying, but also we are trying to gain some credibility from
Okay.
the experts, global experts in all the technologies, you know, so that we can do some webinars, do some workshops, bring them as a speaker in some events, so that our audience can gain that thing. Our audience is not only limited to Indian audience only, okay? Around 80% audience is Indian audience. Rest audience is currently global audience also, mix of global audience.
Yeah.
But what happens is generally that engineering is same everywhere, so it's kind of very easy to get adapted everywhere, right? So that's what we are trying
So
to do.
when you say bringing global
Hmm.
leaders, is that uh, you're bringing them on webinars
Yes,
inside the Your Engineer platform?
yes, yes, yes.
So okay, to gain credibility and also
Ah,
to help the
yeah,
the students and the professionals.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, that sounds interesting. So uh, obviously you're trying all this. Is there anything that's like a frustration for you right now that you're trying but it's not working?
See, if we get frustrated, we will feel depressed, है ना? So I've heard something from that, like after you just take 5 minutes for frustration, okay, and then after 5 months start working again.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the thing. Obviously, you know, the main frustration every when works is when you work a lot of time building a strategy, then you implement that strategy, you see how it's getting executed, how it gets work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it won't work, है ना?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you will see the person having 1 million followers, good celebrity, है ना? He is posting some tweets might not get some good likes and everyone, and some
Yeah.
tweets which are very very bad might get viral. Okay,
Hmm.
so virality is still very like non-credible thing, है ना? But yeah, trying to get a value out of it and make it viral, something like that. We try every day to make something viral. Okay,
Hmm.
but it's still in the first stages, early stages.
Okay. Yeah. So you're still trying to figure out one path that consistently works for you.
Yes, yes, yes. Consistently works upon that.
Okay. Okay. And so you said you have the goal to go to 10 lakh people in a year.
Hmm.
Uh, is there any like revenue goals or any other like goals that you're trying to hit in the next 6 to 12 months?
So revenue goals are basically, we don't very much focus on the revenue goals currently, because see,
Hmm.
engineering is a very platform which is very crowded, very very cluttered, है ना? If you will focus on the revenue path in the early stages, then the scaling won't be happening, है ना?
Hmm.
So if you want to scale, we have to look beyond the revenue. Okay, revenue can be a byproduct in the early stages, है ना? If we want to scale, but if revenue is the first thing, है ना, that you are focusing upon, yes,
Hmm.
we can build the revenue, we can build some, we can get some consumers, some customers, but the scaling won't be there. Okay, because we will be stuck building that revenue. Okay,
Right.
and so that's our approach to make it a byproduct unless we gain a good scale, in a good skill. So let's say uh, percentage is very good thing in mathematics, है ना? Out of 100 people, 10 people can buy your course. Out of 1,000 people, out of 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakh. Okay, so
Hmm.
if the same percentage you are trying to get into the revenue, 10%, okay, then also
Yeah.
you get a good revenue growth. Okay,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
scaling in terms of revenue is a little bit different way. Scaling in terms of getting the more users, more
More people.
adaptation is a
Hmm.
different way.
Okay. So you're focusing on just getting more people,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Okay. And that's good. So you said that you already have about 1 lakh users.
Hmm.
Is there one strategy, something that you use that got most of the users for you?
Talk to them. Okay, best strategy is to talk to them. Okay, try
Okay.
to figure out what they want and then replicate it. Okay,
Okay.
so the basic thing is that each and every human being is unique, है ना?
Mm.
Sometimes even if you buy a D2C product, है ना, some face wash or something, है ना, not everyone will like the same face wash. Okay,
Mm.
but they want to wash their face. That's the clear goal, right? So the important thing is that what they want, है ना, what's their end goal. They want to get recruited, they want to get an opportunity, है ना? what are the ways, what are the things that I am asking them to do, है ना? Whether I am asking them to write a whole write up, whether I am asking them to join one event, है ना? So very small steps we are trying to do, है ना, with the customers, with the consumers, or you can say students and all, है ना? So that they can get directly signed up on your engineer. Okay, it should not be like I am asking, suppose in many firms and many things, when you go into fundraising, है ना, a lot of people will have a long 3-page form. Okay, and you have to tell everything in that form.
Hmm.
So they don't basically want to talk, they want that I should write everything in the form, and based on that particular thing they want to check, and everyone writes from ChatGPT. Okay, today everyone uses shortcut, है ना? So
Hmm.
that particular thing is not very much having the capability of getting me interested, है ना? Getting me interested is like you show something in the in the very short, and then slowly make it long, है ना?
Yeah.
है ना? So the process should be very easy, very smooth, है ना? Your app should not get down, है ना? Your app should be very much smooth and everything. And as soon as they come up, there should be that aha moment kind of thing, that these are the things that I'm getting, है ना?
Hmm.
And one
Hmm.
more thing is like remove the clutter out of their life. Okay, like suppose many people have done this thing. People are joining the WhatsApp groups, but they are archiving that WhatsApp groups, right?
Yeah.
Because of the clutter, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't want those updates every time. Na? You just
Yeah.
open your app after 15 minutes and you see that 100 notifications are there,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
So you archive that, na? Mute
Yeah.
notification and archive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So that happens why? Because very in most of the groups there are irrelevant people also, na? And there are irrelevant conversations for you. So predictive engine, if you say about the AI, predictive engine that we are trying to build is, all
Yeah.
the communities in your engineer are highly efficient in the terms of relevancy. So
Hmm.
suppose someone is joining the community for AI and machine learning. So he should be showing some signs of that in their profile, in
Yeah.
their resume, so that they can be joined in that community. If someone is building into cybersecurity, not everyone can get into cybersecurity group. Okay, so all
Right.
the communities are private, so that
Okay.
very all the it's manual currently, so that
Okay.
you, if you wish to join, you have to prove that you are interested in that, है ना? So those are the things that we are trying to get upon. Obviously 10 to 15% fall rate will be there, है ना? That false people might get in, है ना? Some people might fake it, some people got into that thing and then remove it. So the people who were like join click, है ना? They won't be there. Okay,
Hmm.
so that's why we are trying to build some this thing in a very proper manner, and
Yeah.
so that opportunities, suppose there will be 5,000 members and 55,000 relevant members and 50,000 irrelevant members, you know?
Hmm.
So there's a huge difference between them. 5,000 relevant members will get all the opportunities, will get all the
Yeah.
resources very well, and our percentage I said, you know? So out of 5,000, there 50% of 5,000 is very good. Okay,
Yeah.
and 50,000 of 50% of 50,000, but 50,000 irrelevant, है ना? Out of 50,000 also again the
Yeah.
5,000 are only relevant.
Hmm.
So that's why we are trying to get into more and more focused way of each and every technology, each and everything, each and every operations, है ना? So that people get the thing that they want, है ना?
Hmm.
Either resource, a recommendation also, the recommendation of the resource, recommendation of the opportunity, recommendation of any learning, they get as much as they have, है ना? Whatever their profile is there. So, matching should be very good.
Hmm. I really like that. It's like the same thing you mentioned in the beginning
Yeah.
about Zomato and how they're bringing
Right.
predictive.
Exactly. Predictive
Uh,
AI.
it's pretty good and it's actually unique. I haven't heard anyone else going so focused on this, so pretty good. And yeah, so right now you're focused on that growth. Uh, you also mentioned that talk to them,
Hmm.
but obviously you can't just talk to 1 lakh people one on one.
Hmm.
So are you trying to do something that's like obviously you mentioned going to like giving speeches in college and stuff.
So talk to
Uh,
them. Talk to them doesn't mean that you have to talk to each and every person. Talk to
mm,
them means, suppose let me see.
yeah.
Let me take. Suppose you write a LinkedIn post and you have around 1,000 followers. So you talk to 2,000 people. Okay.
Mm,
Technically, you are talking to 1,000 people. You are
yeah.
trying to get them engaged.
Yeah.
Based on the comments, based on the things, you already will figure out that what are the values, what are the answers that I'm looking for. Okay, so that's also talking. It's not like that, yeah, I have to pick each and everyone
Yeah.
and talk to them. Okay, you have to build a group, है ना? You have to try out. Suppose that you wrote a post on AI agents, है ना?
Hmm.
And you just saw that what's happening, है ना? Whether people are commenting that or not, commenting on that or not. What is their opinion? Best place is on Reddit, है ना?
Hmm.
Best place is on Twitter, where you can engage a lot of people, and where you can get engaged and you can get a lot of discussions and everything. So you are talking there also, है ना? A lot of people
Hmm.
are viewing that thing. Most people are engaging. That number gets on increased.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that kind of things happen. Someone
Yeah.
reposted your thing, someone retweeted your thing, है ना?
Hmm.
So that gets circulated a lot.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting to. So,
Huh.
are you also trying to do like webinars or anything that gets more people
Yes,
to
yes,
look
yes,
at?
yes, yes. Again, so webinars and everyone, we are trying to get into that, and we have done internship fair last year in 2024. We have done some startup events also, some expert events on technology also. A lot of things we
Hmm.
have done. We basically try everything in beta, so that we can finally get upon something which works consistently. है ना?
Hmm.
That I
Hmm.
mentioned before also.
Yeah.
So those are the tricks that we are trying to get upon.
Okay. And we asked this to everyone, but everyone has a really different answer.
Hmm.
So I'm curious, what do you think? If you had like a magic wand and you could solve any one problem, just one problem in your business instantly, what, not just problem, but like anything you could do, uh, what would that be right now?
Okay, so in our business, basically the important thing that every time we miss out is basically kind of say the irrelevant execution sometimes, है ना? So clear the clutter, है ना? Most of the things which feels relevant today might feel irrelevant 1 month later, है ना? So at the point of time when we are making that strategy, है ना? If we can remove that irrelevant part, we can get some super intelligence kind of thing. Like we are getting the machines which where we can talk the strategies, and we can try to remove the irrelevant thing, so that
Hmm.
we can become more and more efficient. Okay,
Yeah.
the
And
important
is
thing is
that on
efficiency.
the product side or marketing
All
side or?
things, all things.
Okay.
Okay, obviously product has a very long cycle, है ना? So
Yeah.
not everything which will be implemented today will have the effect, है ना? The effect
Hmm.
will be shown very later.
Hmm.
Marketing shows a good effect, है ना? Very fast.
Yeah.
So why efficient works? Because there are only people will see that how much time today is there. There are only 7 days. There are only 52 weeks. 52 is very small number, है ना? That's not even
Hmm.
100 weeks in a year. Okay, 52 weeks. Okay, if you are planning something weekly, then there are only 52 instances there. Okay, and that year will go upon.
Yeah.
Okay, if you think that I will host a webinar every week,
Hmm.
okay, then there are 52 webinars. 52 webinars is nothing. Okay, if you plan a YouTube video every week, then 52 videos.
Hmm.
Got it? So how can we scale that? है ना? How can we build multiple things with less effort but intelligent effort?
Hmm.
है ना? So that it gets distributed very well. So distribution is the problem of every startup, है ना? In the early stages,
Well,
if you are building for consumers, distribution is the key. So build a distribution. In that distribution, try to build a consistent method to get the distribution. That's the basically key. Distribution is the thing that gets challenged. I want to improve that, make that efficient.
yeah. That sounds good. So, Sandeep, it was really amazing to have you on the podcast. I'm sure everyone listening learned a lot. They get really good ideas. So, yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Ridit. Thanks for getting me on the podcast. Thank you.